I think the number one thing that men need to understand about the female brain is that women produce much less serotonin than we do. And that means that they require a little bit more validation, a little bit more appreciation, a little bit more of words of affirmation. So saying things like, baby, you look so beautiful, or I appreciate you, or just complimenting them from an authentic place goes such a long way in providing more of that happy hormone in their brain.
So my wife died right in front of me, which is pretty weird when you're in your 30s. She dropped dead of a cardiac arrest, and I revived her. And when she came back, she was different. And I was really pissed off at God. I raged. And one day I was sitting on a log in a park, and I felt like God just spoke to me, and he said, son, I just want you to know that if I want to take Laurel home, I'm not going to ask your permission. I love her way more than you do. And you can be mad, and you can hold your breath and turn blue and die if you want to, but you cannot manipulate me. I love her way more than you do, and by the way, son, I love you too. And that was the beginning of a turn for me in learning how to trust God when I didn't have control over my circumstances.
What's up, my brothers? We want to discuss a significant issue while dating moderately aged ladies. I maintain that you more youthful folks should give close consideration to this, and some of you more established fellas. This will annoy a couple of individuals, that's for sure. I have a more extended-term training client. He continues to run into issues again and again while he's managing these moderately aged ladies that he's dating. He's an exceptionally effective 50-year-old person, C-suite, makes 7 figures each year, net worth is high, and he's doing all around well throughout everyday life. He has everything in perfect order. He's 6 foot tall, 600 horsepower in his genes, and all that kind of stuff. He is most likely the main 1% of all folks out there. In any case, the issue that he continues to manage is moderately aged ladies. He requested that I make this video to obviously offer a lucidity to general society. I figured I would separate it. Allow me to put it to you along these lines. What you got to comprehend about these 30 to 45 or even long-term olds is a ton of folks will begin dating them after they get past their separation. They imagine that they're similar to the best thing ever. More established ladies are similar to a resto mod. They look great. They've had the refreshed suspension, the refreshed engine, and the insides fixed. They refresh the brakes from drums to pads as far as possible around, large brake pack and all that kind of stuff. Yet the reality actually remains. It's a 1970s vehicle. Exactly the same thing with these chicks. They can escape a separation, go finish their post-separate goodbyes, and the tailor-made breasts. The hair is totally done. The cosmetics, the Brazilian behinds lifts, and they will sort of swindle a portion of the folks that are still to some degree connected or still kind of dealing with a tad of the issue. This is on the grounds that what they neglect to comprehend is in any event for a vehicle, it doesn't make any difference on the off chance that it's been flawlessly resto modded up to present day sort of conditions. It's actually got 100 or 200,000 miles on the body and an entire bundle of previous owners. With that comes an entire bundle of issues and dramas and a wide range of things. Folks fail to remember that you don't have to deal with that while you're dating more youthful ladies. They haven't had their heart broken a couple of times. They haven't been cheated on. The accounts that a portion of these more seasoned chicks begin crying going to folks is practically unending, so it looks perfect outwardly. On a superficial level, it's similar to pretty pleasant looking with the last subtleties kind of stuff. However, by the day's end, it's as yet a more established vehicle, and it will have issues. A 1970s resto mod horse can't measure up to the fresher ages, off by a long shot. New vehicles, new increments, fresher models generally have less cerebral pains, less issues, or more solid. They stall once in a while, they fall off the deep end kind of things, and they likewise accompany significantly less of the stuff that accompanies more established vehicles. More seasoned ladies are precisely similar to that. They've been hitched once, 2 times, or even multiple times. They have 1 or a few children from perhaps 1 or a few unique dads. It's vast accounts of this, that, and whatever other thing that you don't need to deal with today as a carefully prepared noble man. The majority of the folks that age have managed a large portion of their stuff. They simply don't accompany the show and the stuff. A 45 to 50-year-old man that is best in class, top 1% is definitely more significant in the dating commercial center than a 45 to 50-year elderly woman. People don't mature in a similar way. A lady's dating market esteem tops at around 23. They've done bunches of tests on this across various societies. In any landmass or any culture, somewhere in the range of 18 to 70, they've done overviews so often and for each and every person. When given the decision of a setup of long-term molds as far as 70, they'd regularly pick around 22 or 23. They don't pick long-term molds with tailor-made breasts and Brazilian backs, and hair. You see them in the rec center, and they're pretty ladies. A few people will be like, "That is exceptionally appealing. That's what I like. I like a MILF." I'll impart to you a little private story. At the point when I escaped my separation, I was around 39 or 40. I met this hot single woman who checked off anything I believed were significant at that point. Had 2 or 3 children close by from her earlier marriage, and she had some serious stuff, as do all ladies. It kept on rehashing the same thing again and again as I keep on going through the dating stages. I dated this woman for 2 or 3 years, and this one time she had this occasion that we needed to go to. I was down at her place. I brought a change in outfit, pleasant shirt and jeans kind of thing. She essentially believed that I should appear to be eye candy. She needs to bounce in the decent vehicle that I was driving. At the point when I appeared, large, tall, buff man with muscles, looking decent in my outfit, she needed to show me off as eye candy fundamentally. I told her when I was jumping in the shower, "Might you at any point iron that shirt for me?" She's like, "Good gracious, I won't iron a shirt for a man." I was like, "Excuse me, you won't iron a shirt for what?" "Excuse me," I asked. "Is there any good reason why this chick won't work on something for me?" I'm at her home for her occasion to be right by her, and she's reluctant to press a shirt for me. She continues to recount to me the tale of when she was in her mid-20s. Her mother kicked the bucket. She guaranteed her dad was continuously cheating and going beyond the marriage. She returned home one day subsequent to venturing to the far corners of the planet for a long time, doing what ladies do when they venture to the far corners of the planet for quite some time, in their party years, and her dad was not to be seen on the fundamental floor. There was this new lady who was in the house soon after her mother kicked the bucket ironing his shirts. She swore from that day that she could never under any circumstance iron a man's shirt in light of that episode. That is only one of handfuls for certain ladies. Many of the cases that ladies heft this stuff around with them into their later years. In addition to the fact that they are more established and less attractive, on the off chance that you're hoping to have children, you won't have them with a 45-year-old. From my very own insight, my life improved decisively when I perceived that more seasoned ladies with things they haven't chipped away at, with kids close behind and all that kind of stuff, are not so alluring and not as enjoyable to date. Invest energy with more youthful ladies that have their coexistences. When you arrive at that point, you step up and you begin pursuing decisions that are more lined up with a way of life that will serve you better. You will have improved results integrated with that. Check it out. In any case, what do you have to lose? See you folks in the next video. Harmony out.